Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We got another truly criminal video. After watching the last one, I was shook, bro. I mean, that one was bad. But let's see this one. Never Ending Nightmare, the murder of Alice Groves. So let's see how this goes. I don't know.
The last 2 weeks have been completely heartbreaking. There's not a moment of the day that you don't think about
Another
Alice and
UK
where she
story.
is,
Oh,
what might have
brother.
happened, or why she might have
I
gone
didn't pick
missing.
another UK one
It's
on
almost
purpose. I
impossible to
swear,
describe what
bro.
that pain feels like, but we just want her to know, please, Alice, if you're out there, come home. And if anyone has any information at all about her
Oh,
movements
is
on
she
that
young?
day or about her whereabouts now, I
I
just
mean,
really
obviously, but
plead with them to come forward to the police and get her home, because that's where she belongs and she needs to be here with us.
let me know. Let me know what's the story, man. Let me know what the story is. Really criminal. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. A long ass intro for what? I'm sorry, I won't slander you.
Alice Poppy Madeline Gross was born on Valentine's Day 2000 in London, England. She lived in Hanwell with her
Oh,
sister
she
Nina
was young
and
then.
parents Rosalind and Jose. She was incredibly creative and had a keen eye for art and design. She loved music and singing, could play the piano and violin, and would often write and perform her own songs.
Very
On the
talented
20th of
individual, huh?
August 2014 at around 3 p.m., she left her house to go for one of her usual
She
walks
was only
down by the river.
14. Damn,
She told
bro.
her parents she would be back by 6. She regularly did this and always kept to her time. Later in the day, she texted her father to say she was on her way home and wouldn't be long. Alice was so vigilant with her timekeeping that as 7 p.m. came round and she still wasn't home despite sending the text message. Her parents knew instinctively that something was deeply wrong. Her phone wasn't ringing anymore, and this only heightened her parents' concerns. Alice was only 14 and had been diagnosed with anorexia and depression, and although she and her
Ooh,
family were seeking treatment,
that's not good.
her parents were terrified that maybe she had collapsed somewhere. They reported her missing straight away. Between the police and Alice's family and friends, they began to search the area where they knew she would have been walking, but found nothing. Detective Superintendent Carl Meta was assigned to the case and was immediately concerned. The investigation was moving fast and quickly reached the media, and before long, witnesses were coming forward.
Is that the UK 911? 101? I've seen 101 and no, I haven't seen 101. I've seen 111. That is so weird. It's weird to see anything other than 911, to be honest.
Sightings of her.
I'm not gonna
Using
lie
this
to you.
information, the police were able to track down the relevant CCTV footage which confirmed these sightings. Just before 4 p.m, she was picked up on camera walking along the Grand Union Canal, then at a location called the Brentford Lock, not far from where she lived.
Is this her going on the daily walk? Because
She was
they
spotted again at 4:26 p.m, walking along the canal underbridge called Trumpers Way, heading back in the direction of her home in Hanwell. But
at 4 o'clock.
there were no more sightings of
She
her.
was gonna walk for 3 hours. She was gonna be home at 7.
Later,
What?
and with still no leads, her family made a
Wait.
desperate appeal.
We love you. We miss you. We want to know that you're safe.
Didn't they say she was gonna be back at 7?
Come home.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. Walking for 3 hours is crazy.
But we want you to know that we're thinking about all the happy times we've had together as a family, and the lively and beautiful person that you are. Anyone that knows anything about Alice's whereabouts, we want them to.
Sheesh, man. This
understand
is
that she's
sad.
very vulnerable.
It's sad to see, to be
young
honest.
girl. And if they could please contact the police on 101 with any information they might have. That might be someone that knew that she had any kind of plan, someone that she's contacted in a chat room, for example, or someone that actually knows.
Even a grown-ass man can get abducted, man.
let us
Always
know
have
that
a
she's safe.
walking buddy or a
Realising the case
running buddy,
was more than
anyone.
just a local search,
At least
Local
one person with you.
Superintendent Meta turned the case over to Scotland Yard's Homicide and Major Crime Squad for it to be escalated.
Or keep that
The
thing
public
on you.
quickly mobilised to try and help
Whether
find
a
her.
knife or a
The
weapon.
hashtag Find Alice was being used all over social media. Voluntary searches were being conducted morning, noon, and night, and traditional yellow ribbons were placed all over the town to draw more attention and awareness for the missing girl. On the 4th of September, almost a week after she had last been seen, the police found her backpack along the footpath by the River Brent. In it had her belongings, including the shoes she had been wearing. Although there was still no sign of Alice or her phone, this was a massive lead, as they now had an area to work on. The police chose to release the CCTV footage they had previously found
Would
to
she
the
not be
public.
dead at that point?
It showed the backpack and shoes clearly, and they appealed for witnesses that may have seen the bag to urgently come forward.
Why
As
did he
Alice had
take the
depression,
shoes
the police
off?
also had to consider the possibility of suicide. With 600 officers from 8 different forces, this had now become the largest deployment of Metropolitan Police.
Oh, I'm
officers
assuming
in a
she got
search
kidnapped,
since
but
the London
that's probably
bombings in
then. It could have been
2005.
anything, to be honest.
They were reviewing hundreds of CCTV cameras, and a reward of £20,000 was being offered for anyone with information that could help find her. Using divers and sniffer dogs, the police began a mass search operation covering 9 square miles of woodland area and almost 4 miles of water. This was a massive and painstaking task, but with still no sightings
Oh,
or
I
signs
bet.
of Alice, they had no other options. They searched the murky waters and went through the thick woodland.
Oh, I
for
couldn't
signs of
imagine
her.
doing this,
But
bro.
the search turned up nothing. The phone data analysis revealed that when she sent the
But
message
even
to her
imagine
father
finding
saying
something.
she was heading home, she was right by the River Brent. Detective Superintendent
Like, say you
Meta
just
ordered
found a
rapid
body
search
in
of
the
area,
water, bro.
believing
That
it
is
was possible to find her.
I'd be
As the days continued to
shook
pass, the possibility of suicide
for the rest of my
became less
days.
and less likely. Forensic scientists recognised that when a body first goes into the water, it
Okay.
will sink. As the body begins to decompose, bacteria will form which creates gases in the body, forcing the body to rise back up to the surface. If she had taken her own life through drowning, she would have been discovered by now. So if she was in the water, it was possible she was being held down by something. They ran a search on the missing persons database for the area, and were interested to find that a 41-year-old Arnis Solkans, originally from Latvia, had also been reported missing. He
Oh,
had been living in Ealing for around 7 years working as a builder, and when he failed to return home from work, his partner contacted the police.
oh
Continuing
shit.
to review the CCTV footage, they saw a middle-aged man on a bike pedalling behind Alice over the bridge, just a few minutes behind her.
Oh,
He surely would have passed her at some point.
what in the bloody hell am I supposed to be looking at here?
He was spotted again on another camera crossing a busy
Oh.
road and cycling down. Initially, there was nothing untoward, except when the police looked deeper, they realised that the time it had taken for him to cycle from the bridge to the main road had taken almost 45 minutes, when normally it would take just a few.
Ooh.
The man on the bike was formally identified as Arnis Solkans.
Oh no. That's not good.
The cameras they had used to track down Alice began to paint a very sinister picture. The police saw Zolkans on CCTV riding back to the area.
There
where
is
Alice
no
had
way
last
we
been
don't have
seen twice in
good
12
quality
hours.
CCTV, right?
He returned at 7:45.
There's no way.
and
There's no
re-emerged
way.
from
There's
the
no way.
area At 8:50 on the evening of the 28th.
We're recording on fucking
He was
potatoes,
now
bro.
wearing different clothes. He returned one final time just before 7 a.m. on the 29th. Further CCTV showed him in a shop buying some beers at around 8 p.m. on the 28th.
What would the purpose of him just being on his bike, going back home or whatever, and then just killing someone and then just continuing his day? What
Meta
is the
and his team
purpose?
headed for Zolkan's property in Ealing to begin the search. Upon doing a background check, the
That's
team's
if he did
worst
it. Let's
fears
see.
were realised. Zolkans had in fact been previously convicted of murder. He had beaten and stabbed his wife to death and buried her in a shallow grave. He served 7 years in a Latvian prison for the murder of his wife. In 2009, just 2 years after arriving in London,
7 years
he
for
sexually
killing
assaulted
someone?
a 14-year-old girl near the same canal he rode his bike down, just 2 miles from where Alice had gone missing. At the time, it wasn't Scotland Yard's policy to run the same checks that they do today, so Zolkan's past in Latvia was never brought to their attention. The
Okay.
14-year-old girl did not make a formal statement, and he was never prosecuted.
Yikes.
4
That
weeks
is-
after the search for Alice began, the police did a reconstruction of the last route she took, with an actress wearing an identical outfit in the hope more people would remember seeing her. No piece of evidence was too small, and the police needed every lead they could
I
get.
mean, I guess. I
Detective
guess
Walker
so.
and his team knew they were now looking for a man behind Alice's disappearance and likely murder, but Zolkins was nowhere to be found, and the police were panicking that he may
So
have
this
left the
guy did it.
country. September 30th, 5 weeks after Alice had last been seen, a devastating and gruesome discovery was made.
Good morning, I am Commander Graham McNulty from the Specialist Crime and Operations Directorate in the Metropolitan Police.
Okay.
Last night, the 30th of September, a search was carried out at the River Brent as part of our ongoing investigation into the disappearance of Alice Gross. Following this search, we have sadly recovered a body from the water.
Just a day later, they officially confirmed they had recovered the body of Alice Gross.
Oh, shit.
She was naked apart from a single sock, tied up in a fetal position and wrapped in bin bags. She had been weighed down by bricks and logs and tied to a bicycle wheel. Further analysis showed that she had died of asphyxiation. A cigarette butt was found at the crime scene, which had Zolkin's DNA on it. DNA of his was also found on Alice's shoes inside her backpack. During their search of his property, underneath his patio, they discovered the back of Alice's iPhone 4S. 4 days after Alice's body was discovered, the police finally found Arnis Zolkans. He had committed suicide by hanging himself in a secluded woody area of Boston Manor Park in Hounslow. The police speculated he had seen Alice while riding his bike and attempted to, or had managed, to sexually assault her and crush her to death. He then returned several times to try and conceal her body. It was a truly harrowing picture. The police confirmed that if they had found him alive, they would have enough to charge him with the murder of Alice Gross.
A huge investigation and search commenced.
Oh, man.
Today we can say that Arnis Zolkans was responsible for the murder of Alice Gross.
On the 23rd of October 2014, Alice was laid to rest and her family and the community could finally begin to grieve. Her family fought tirelessly for the policies and procedures regarding background checks to be reviewed. Procedures for running background checks on people entering the UK have now been changed. The number of staff employed by the Criminal Records Office has grown, and requests for criminal records increased so that 80% of foreign suspects are now being thoroughly checked. Alice Gross was a talented, vibrant and creative young girl.
Damn, bro.
Her life was cut terribly short, but her amazing energy and passion for life will always be remembered.
Rest in peace to Mrs. Alice, man. That is terrible. And it's something that when they say they committed, bro, when they took their own life after doing some stupid, crazy shit like that, it pisses me off so much. You don't even understand. It annoys me so much that they don't get to get caught or go to jail or even get shot at. But, they don't do that in the UK. But, damn.